Hey guys, it's Cody here at Bar 7, and it's time for our third night of our Easter readings of what's going on in the life of Christ today. So if you hadn't had a chance, jump back over in this playlist and find the other two nights, Sunday night, Palm Sunday, and then last night, Monday night. And tonight we're going to be in Matthew chapter 21 again. We're going to read verses 23 through 32. And then we're going to kind of explain it a little bit and talk about it and how we can apply it in our life today. Matthew chapter 21, verse 23, it says, Now when he had come into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people confronted him as he was teaching and said, By what authority are you doing these things, and who gave you this authority? But Jesus answered and said to them, I will ask you one thing, which if you tell me, I likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, where was it from? From heaven or from men? And they reasoned among themselves, saying, If we say from heaven, he'll say to us, Why then did you not believe him? But if we say from men, we fear the multitude, for all count John as a prophet. So they answered Jesus and said, We do not know. And he said to them, Neither will I tell you by what authority I do these things. Chapter 21, verse 28, it says, But what do you think? A man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go, work today in my vineyard. He answered and said, I will not. But afterwards he regretted it and went. Then he came to the second and said likewise. And he answered and said, I go, sir. But he did not go. Which of the 2 did the will of his father? They said to him, The first. Jesus said to them, Assuredly I say to you, that tax collectors and harlots enter the kingdom of God before you. For John came to you in the way of righteousness, and you did not believe him. But tax collectors and harlots believed him, and when you saw it, you did not afterward relent and believe him. So what does all that mean? Well, let's break it down real quick and kind of give you a synopsis of it. So Jesus was in the temple teaching, and the Pharisees came to him and said, Hey, who gave you the right to come in here and do this teaching? And Jesus said, Well, I'll tell you what. You answer one question for me, and I'll answer that for you. John the Baptist, did he come from heaven? Did he baptize from heaven, or did he baptize from men? Did he come from heaven or from men? And they said, well, they thought to themselves, hey, if we say he was from heaven, then he'll have us because we didn't believe him. If we say it came from men, well, then we got to fear all the crowd over here, because they all think John's a big prophet, and they know John's a big prophet. And so they said, well, we don't know. Well, they were lying. They knew exactly where John came from, but they didn't want to say it. So then Christ said, well, let me ask you this. A guy's got 2 sons. He tells them both to go work in the field. One of them says, no, I'm not going to go. And then he felt bad afterwards, and he went on and went and did what his dad asked him. The second son said, yes, sir, I'll go get to work right now. And then he went on another direction and didn't do the work that his father asked him. And Jesus said, you know what? That's what you guys are. You're the one that said, I'll do the work of the Father, but then you didn't go do it. All these sinners that you guys look down on, these tax collectors, these harlots, at first they said, no, we're not going to go the way the Lord wants us to, but then they changed their minds. They saw what John offered, and they changed their minds, and they went and followed God. And when you saw that they changed their minds and that they were no longer sinners in the eyes of God, you turned your back on them. You still didn't do it. So what Christ is saying to them right here is you guys are hypocrites. These people turn around and are living their life the way they ought to, and they're going to have a seat at the table in heaven where you guys won't, because you're hypocrites. So, guys, all of this is to be said is that don't be a hypocrite. Don't act like you're all holier than thou, and then do wrong stuff and act like it ain't no big deal, or don't act like you're just this good, godly person, and then in the same instance you're not willing to help others that are down, or you're judging people all the time, or you're just being a sorry individual. Don't be like these Pharisees and these chief priests, guys. Be a tax collector and a harlot. See that God has to offer something to you, and take him up on it, and turn and go with him. Hope you join us tomorrow night. Remember, I love you. God bless you. Y'all keep praying.